Desert Edge. Today is Friday, April 30th, 2021. I'm Anya Carlson. Welcome to DETV, the voice of Desert Edge High School. We have a great show lined up for you today. But before we get started, let's take a look at the question of the day. Earlier this week was the 2021 Oscars, so this question has the Academy Awards theme. Today's question is, what movie won Best Picture in the 2021 Oscars? Today is the last day for the canned food drive. If any students still wish to donate cans for the drive, they will be accepted by the end of the day. Make sure to get those cans in. Time for our hot seat segment. Today, Dylan is joining us in the hot seat. Thanks for taking the time to be here.
Oh, absolutely, Anya. It's my pleasure always to be on DETV.
So, I hear that you were a part of the Senior Honors Concert. Can you please tell me about that?
Oh, absolutely. The Senior Honors Choir Concert is something that we work forward to every spring in the all-choir programs, and we're divided up into 5 different classes this year.
So, could you tell us some of the songs that you guys have practiced for this concert?
Oh, absolutely. This year, our 2 top choirs, our show choir and concert choir, have worked together to put together a medley of music from the motion picture, and also a medley of the Jersey Boys songs from the hit Broadway musical, The Jersey Boys, originally by Frankie Valli and the Seasons.
Many classes have been having difficulties due to the pandemic. So how is it like working for choir during COVID?
Well, for most of the year, we've been online, and we had to, as you know, and we had to work in breakout rooms with our different sections, different voice parts, voice tenors, altos. We've had to learn individually online. We've been working on the exact same pieces. Generally, the year is divided up into our holiday concert pieces and our spring concert pieces, but because of the restrictions of online classes, we've been working strictly on the spring concert music all year long, and for only the past 5 weeks, we have been working together and putting together the different pieces of the puzzle we've been assembling for the past year into tonight's concert. And honestly, it's remarkable how well it's been coming together.
Thank you for taking your time out of your day, Dylan. Remember, you can send us hot seat ideas at dv@gmail.com. It's time to get updated on what has been going on in our world. Our news anchor, Noah, has been checking the news feed for the latest stories. What have you found, Noah?
Thanks. Like you said, I've been doing my best to find the latest national and international stories. Today we have U.S. troops leaving Afghanistan, poisonous pumpkin toads, and a man covered up murder with a massive fire on the world news docket. Let's get started. First, the U.S. military withdrawal from Afghanistan is now formally underway with the U.S. aircraft. Have moved fewer than 100 troops, military equipment, and contractors and government workers. The Pentagon has said it is concerned about attacks from the Taliban as personnel departments, but they are sending 650 ground troops into Afghanistan as a covering force, with the process due to be completed by September 11th. Next, they say you have to kiss a lot of toads to meet a prince, but don't kiss this one. It's poisonous. This newly identified species was found in the mountains of Brazil, just under an inch long. It is part of a genus called pumpkin toads. The tiny neon orange toadlet was actually first found in 2016, but they initially thought it belonged to an existing species. It is poisonous, but the threat to human is minimal, so you can touch it with your bare hands, but do not touch it with your eyes or your mouth afterward. Finally, a California man is accused of setting a fire that became the state's 5th largest fire, all to conceal a murder. Victor Sorrentino was killing Priscilla Castro back in August. Castro went missing after the two went out on a date, and Wednesday, the Solano County Sheriff announced 2 or more murder charges and Rosen charges against Sorrentino. The sheriff says Sorrentino deliberately set the Marcoli fire to cover Castro's murder with two men dying in that fire. Sorrentino is expected in court Friday to face those additional charges. That's it from me. Back to you.
But personally, I think scorpions are a little cooler. And speaking of scorpions, let's check in with Jacob and see how our scorpion sports team is doing. Jacob?
Thanks, guys. As spring sports winds down, I do have a couple of scores to report. On Monday, varsity baseball defended its home turf against Notre Dame with an astonishing 6-1 victory. Then on Wednesday, softball went to Raymond Kellis. The game was very close, but Raymond Kellis had a slight edge and won 6-5. That's all we have for sports. Back to you, Anya.
Noah is back in the studio, but this time he has the news of the past. What do you have for us, Noah?
On this day, April 30th, 1789, George Washington was inaugurated as the first president of the United States. Washington delivered his first inaugural address to a joint session of Congress assembled in Federal Hall in the nation's new capital, New York City. The newly elected president delivered the speech in a deep, low voice that betrayed what observer called manifest embarrassment. Washington had not sought the office of president and was humbled by this request to serve. That is all for history. Back to you.
Thanks, Noah. Thanks, Noah. Well, we've had some time to think about today's question of the day. The question was, what movie won Best Picture in the 2021 Oscars? And the answer is Nomadland. Nomadland also took home the awards for Best Actress, Best Director, as well as 4 others. That does it for today. Remember, you can send us requests, suggestions, story ideas, and announcements to detv2012@gmail.com. Until next time, I'm Anya Carlson. Have a scorpion.